Good day to you, comrades. Welcome. It is good to see you again, of course. Today we are going back to our beautiful Arabian desert. The year is 1940. Beautiful spring day with only 33, 34, 35, and so on degrees Celsius. At the moment, we are in the small border town of Asana. As you can see, some things have changed. We have some new blocks, modern, developed by our top engineers. They worked really hard at the technical university and developed these new models of blocks. It was not it was not extremely necessary to replace them, comrades, but we did have a terrible earthquake here in the region, and I think 3 or 4 blocks collapsed. Yeah, and lives were lost, unfortunately. Many of our comrades were caught underneath the rubble and they perished. But life goes on, and we built new blocks, sturdier, with higher capacities and much prettier to look at. And the town of Asana has risen from its own ashes back to its former glory. The fabric factory is doing so well. It has no more space to store the fabric. The warehouse is also full. Almost 80 tons of fabric wait to be converted into clothing. We are currently in the process of building another clothing factory to take advantage of all this surplus of fabric. But this happens further down the river in Al Ghraib. I will show you in a moment. So, let's go. Nothing changed here between Asana and Al Dakar. We did move. We consolidated all the small construction offices into 4 large ones. We have here the livestock farm and the slaughterhouse producing meat both for export and internal consumption. And 2 or 3 years ago, I believe, I had the bright idea to modernize Aldakar. So this was a very expensive and expansive, but mostly expensive process, because when the streets were converted from dirt to gravel, the access to the buildings and all facilities was blocked, and people just moved out because they could not access anything. They couldn't take their children to kindergarten, couldn't take them to school. No access to shops, no access to jobs, no access to anything, comrades. So obviously, the people moved out, and it remained deserted while we built these new beautiful blocks, shopping centers, and more schools and No goods to sell. We need to fix that, comrade. But yeah, it was very expensive to invite the immigrants. I had to take a loan because I was running out of money. We currently have a 2 million ruble loan. We repaid a small part of it, out of which we are left with almost 700,000. But I think it is worth it. I think it was worth it because there was nothing wrong with all the car in the first place. Um, Everything was going fine. The party headquarters and the technical university, they researched what they had to research. They are still doing their job. The professors, the scientists, intellectuals, they are doing their job as they did before. And the animal farm, the livestock farm, and the slaughterhouse also, they were doing their job. But the main reason to expand into the Arabian desert is to improve people's lives, apart from making money. So yes, our Soviet Republic must be self-sufficient. It must support itself financially, but it also must finance the development of these regions. So we need to improve people's lives. I'm sure living in an old Arab house um, is nice, but I think it would be much nicer to live in a modern Soviet bloc with uh, all utilities and all creature comforts handy, and having also schools and kindergartens and shops and clinics and fire departments and running water and plumbing and everything is much nicer. So this is why we are doing this. I believe we need to improve people's lives. So, at the cost of almost 1.5 million rubles, I had to do it. I had to modernize the entire town of Aldakar, which I did. Here in the center we have very nice small flats, very high quality, uh, mostly for intellectuals, mostly for higher educated people. We want to reward that, and any citizen can come to the university and get educated. We are not blocking their access based on party loyalty. They are free to achieve their full potential in order to be useful to our Soviet society and contribute to the progress of society. Um, Further down the road, we have done it. We have all resources nearby. Trucks don't have to go all the way to the border to begin cement and asphalt. We have the cement plant. I figured it out, comrades. We have the cement plant that flows into this silo, and the concrete plant that takes the water and the cement, and the trucks just park here and they get loaded. Also, we built a coal power plant because we will need to power um, our coal exploitation platform. We are in the process of building it at the moment. And here we have the magnificent asphalt plant. Yes, I figured this out as well. Um, I did not search forums or Reddit or anything. I just tried until I found a solution. And from this area, we are starting to come into Al Ghraib, which will be beautiful and magnificent, comrades. We have the medical university, which is already built. Um, it's mostly uninhabited at the moment. I think it's completely uninhabited, actually. We will have many beautiful blocks, a large hospital, big schools, and a radio station, comrades. We have researched the technology to both build a radio station and to successfully broadcast important socialist messages to the population. It just has to be built now. We have the power, we will have the city, and the people. It will probably cost another 1.5, maybe 2 million rubles to to populate the city of Al Ghraib, um, because we do need 100 workers for each of the coal mines. I have one here and one here, and the aggregate conveyors, they take the coal ore into the processing plant and into this very nice 2,000 ton aggregate storage. We have the aggregate loading station for the train. The train comes here and then it takes it where it is needed. It will be most likely needed here to fuel the coal power plant and also to provide the raw material. Um, no, actually it doesn't, just for the coal power plant. And here, where it will provide coal for the cement plant and fuel for the train distribution office. What else could we do with the coal? It's a good question. It will be a lot of it, based on my previous experience with this setup with 2 mines and one processing plant. It is not extremely profitable to export it by rail because, if I remember correctly, coal is quite cheap. It's 5 rubles a ton. So maybe we can make bricks out of it. Almost 17 rubles a ton, which triples its value. And if I remember correctly, it does not take many workers. Concrete brick factory. 30 workers, and the larger one, 75 workers. How large is the large one? Yeah, I think we can make it work here, actually. And here we have an explosive factory. The open storage with wood, gravel will be brought in from the storage for our asphalt plant. It's the farthest resource that needs to be brought in, uh, but I think with some dumper trucks, um, yeah, I think we can supply it without any issue. I don't think we need a separate aggregate storage that feeds directly into the explosive factory. And the chemicals, we have them here because this warehouse will provide food, clothing, and electronics to the shops in Al Ghraib, and this is the storage for the meat. This is brought in from Al Dakar, from our own slaughterhouse, which is nice. And over here we have our second clothing factory and another warehouse where the fabric will be brought in, the excess fabric from the Asana border town, and also the finite products, the clothes, will be stored so they can be exported by rail. Um, and secret police. Um, it's um, it's pretty complete at this point, comrades. What else do I need to do right now? I just need to be patient. I just need to be patient and not build so much for the moment. As you can see, our exports last month in April of 1940 were 24,000, and the building materials and other imports are 30,000. So economically, we are not doing that bad. And there's a 6,000 ruble difference from imports and exports, and another 3,700 rubles from foreign manpower. I chose to also bring in foreign workers apart from um, the workers from Asana for construction, because there is a lot to build, and time is of the essence. The longer the build takes, um, the longer costs rise. Factories need to be built quickly so they can enter production quickly, so they can start making money. If a person works or not in our society, um, they still need to be fed, clothed, and have all their needs satisfied. So it's an expense. The sooner we can make a profit, the sooner the expenses are covered, and then we can invest the profit in further development of the land. This month we are already making profit. Exports 12,000 rubles. So I can only imagine when the explosive factory and the second clothing factory will enter production. I can only imagine how nice our exports will be. And yeah, and maybe a brick factory. I think it is worth it. Only 75 workers, and we just triple the value of the coal by transforming it into bricks. We will also be able to supply bricks for our own needs and also export them. Also, since we are making concrete, since we are making concrete, we will, I hope, build a prefabricated panel factory. But this is only available from 1941, I think, this technology. I will have to check. 50 workers. Cement and gravel required. No water. Apparently no water required. Yeah, the cement silo is full. Gravel we have here. Let's see the tech tree here. Yes. Prefabricated panel construction available from 1941. And we will be able to build the new type of sewage pump, new types of flats, of course, and the factories. Oh, I do like these blocks. They are very pretty. This model, the Type 75. And also panel roads, tram tracks, and the big sewage pipes, the modern sewage pipes. So, all we need now, comrades, is patience. It is very easy to say. It is very difficult to achieve because I just want to build constantly. Yes, we have workers, everything is operational in Aldakar. livestock farm is producing, the slaughterhouse is slaughtering. I think I forgot to mention something that I've done here. Also, because we have an excess of crops, um, we built a food factory just for local consumption, just for this small border town. We bring in the crops by truck and we store the food here, and of course the excess, which is not enough to feed the next town. And I don't think it's worth allocating trucks and spending rubles on fuel to carry the excess food from here to the next town. We just export it across the border. I'm not even sure what's the cost for food. 113 rubles a ton. Well, that's not bad. It's almost half of the cost for meat, but still, for something we make out of excess resource, uh, it's good. I think it's good. It will be some time until we reach the real richness of the land, the real fat of the land, so to speak, comrades. We are quite far away. At this point, we're only exploiting. Well, we haven't even begun to exploit the coal here. But we will get to the oil. It will be glorious. And then, when we will make a trainload, a trainload of rubles, then I think, comrades, the real work begins. The real work meaning modernizing all villages on the map. All of them. Financed by the selling of fuel, refining the oil into fuel and selling the fuel directly across the border to motherland. I think this will be my final purpose on this map. And we have, I don't know, 60 years to do it, 50, something like that maybe, I don't know. Never played this game until the end, so I don't know where the end is. For me, the end was when I ran out of money. But hopefully we will manage to do that. So now I wish for patience so we can get over this semi-crisis moment, semi-critical moment. And then we can continue. We will finance further expansion with clothing, explosives, and bricks probably. Most likely. And I think that's about it. My dear comrades, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Click the like button, please, if you did enjoy it. Share with your friends if you think they will enjoy it also. Subscribe to the channel, please, if you haven't already. I did notice that lately the number of subscribers has grown considerably, and I would like to thank you very, very much, comrades. It is still amazing to me how many of you enjoy my videos and how many of you subscribe. I do enjoy coffee very much, and if you would like to repay me in some way, I would very much appreciate if you bought me a coffee. So, if you would be so kind, you can find the link in the description of the video and also in the first comment. Thank you again, comrades, and until next time, до свидания.